Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bryce, and in today's video, I wanted to talk about an interesting subject that Calvin J. Allen asked on one of my videos. Shout out to him, by the way, because if it wasn't for him, I would not be making this video today. So basically, his question was, I agree with the both of you. Question, if T-Mobile is allowed to merge with Sprint or some type of cable operator, would you both still agree that because of money, Verizon will always do better? And I just wanted to make this video for you guys because this is an interesting subject that probably a lot of people are curious about. And I wanted to make this video to share my opinions as well as have you guys give your opinions down in the comments below. So I did some research. I did a few screenshots on what I think the most important parts are. And I wanted to share my opinions with you guys. Do I think that if T-Mobile were to merge with Sprint or some type of cable operator, would they be better than Verizon? My answer to this is yes. I do think that if T-Mobile were to merge with Sprint, then they would be on par with Verizon is now. However, the big question is, what would Verizon do to fight back? Because Verizon has a lot of money. This is the article that I took a screenshot of. This is how much Verizon is worth, $198.4 billion. They're number 18 on the top 50th of the world's most, not expensive, but wealthiest businesses. So Verizon has a lot of money, and T-Mobile doesn't even come close to that. And even if Sprint and T-Mobile were to merge, they wouldn't have even enough money to match Verizon's money that Verizon has now. So do I think that T-Mobile already has a shot at beating Verizon? Yes, they do. But the big question that I think all of us are thinking is, what would Verizon do to fight back? Would they build out more cell phone towers to where every square inch of the United States is covered? Would they buy or merge with a cable operator themselves and buy a whole bunch of spectrum? What would they do to fight back? Because Verizon has been number one for a long time now. And in my opinion, I don't think they're just going to sit back and let T-Mobile take over as number one without a fight. I don't think that's just going to happen. So I wanted to tell you guys that I pulled up this. This is new nationwide 600 megahertz spectrum from T-Mobile, and this is where they're going to have it covered. So the light white areas, or the light pink, I should say, is where their 20 megahertz spectrum is. The 30 megahertz spectrum is a little bit of a pink color. 40 megahertz is a darker pink, and the 50 megahertz is the darkest pink. They rarely have any 50 megahertz of 600, the spectrum around the United States. It's mostly 40 or 30. But this is what I pulled up. And if T-Mobile right now were to keep this and Verizon didn't do anything, they would beat Verizon in terms of, I want to say, coverage. But at the same time, Verizon has already fought back on this by building out more cell phone towers, building out more small cells, and making their network really dense. So this isn't going to beat Verizon anymore by the new 600 megahertz spectrum. But if T-Mobile were to merge with Sprint, this is what their 2.5 gigahertz spectrum on Sprint looks like. As you can tell by the picture, with the exception of West Virginia, Virginia, and a little small county in Wyoming, they pretty much have the spectrum licenses for their 2.5 gigahertz spectrum everywhere, which is really good because T-Mobile and Sprint could both use that to their advantage and try to beat Verizon if they were to merge. However, like I've mentioned, what would Verizon do to fight back? Do you guys think that Verizon would just have to sit back and let T-Mobile take over number one? Or do you think Verizon will use their money to fight back? My opinion is that Verizon would fight back. I will tell you that, because Verizon has a lot of money, it's going to be hard for any carrier to catch up to Verizon anytime soon. And that's why I always I mean, I'm pretty positive that Verizon's going to stay number one for a while now. I just want to know your guys' opinions about this down in the comments below, because, this is a subject that, a lot of people are talking about, and a subject that I've heard a few times on my channel as well as other channels. But do remember, guys, the odds of Sprint and T-Mobile merging at this point, I don't think we're going to see it for a while. We've heard a lot of rumors about it in the past, but those rumors have slowly died down in the past few months now. So I just don't picture Sprint and T-Mobile merging for a while, if ever at all. If T-Mobile were to merge with a different company, like let's just say they were to merge with a cable operator, it would honestly depend on the cable operator they would merge if they were to try to beat Verizon. But honestly, I don't picture T-Mobile merging anytime soon. I know Sprint wants to merge with someone, but they've got denied by quite a few, companies. So I just don't think this is going to happen, but that's just my opinion. I still think that Verizon is going to stay on top for quite a while now, but let me know your opinions down in the comments below. So Calvin J. Allen, to answer your question, if T-Mobile were to merge with a different company, it would honestly depend on a couple of things. One, would Verizon fight back? And two, who T-Mobile were to merge with. So let me know your opinions down in the comments below. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on my next video.